Welcome back to MBODY Yoga. I'm John, and today we're flowing into a soft flow class designed specifically for beginners. In this practice, we'll be focusing on tree pose, exploring balance in a way that feels steady and supportive. I'll guide you through a few different variations, starting with a more approachable version of the pose, and then introducing props to help you feel more grounded, and finally offering a more advanced expression if you're ready to grow your practice. Remember, yoga isn't about perfection. It's about finding your balance, both on and off the mat. If you enjoy this class, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and channel so you can keep growing with me here on MBODY Yoga. All right, roll credits. Let's get started. Let's begin our practice in seated so we can get grounded first in the seated position before we start balancing standing in tree pose. Feel free to close your eyes. Here we'll take a few deep breaths. Nice full breath in, filling up your lungs, and exhale for the release. You can even start imagining the tree even as you sit in this posture. As you sit, you root, you connect to the earth. So feel your roots connect right into the ground. And then with each breath in, as if you were growing tall, exhale. Let that energy generate from the root, from the earth, flowing upward through the trunk of your body, into the limbs and branches of your arms. Good. And one more sensation we connect to here is the abdominal lock, which will also help with balance. So as you inhale, breathe in, feel the breath rising to lift and expand through the lungs. Keep that uplifting sensation as you exhale. Draw your belly button in towards your spine to create the abdominal lock. It's a light contraction of the abdominal muscles. Very engaging and can be very supportive even in sitting, but really helps well when you're balancing, especially balancing on one foot. Again, breathing in, fill up your lungs. Keep that uplifting sensation. Create the lock with the exhale. Draw belly button in, contracting the abdominal muscles. This is Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. We'll just take a few more breaths. Good. Now that we've made the connection to breath, let's add a little bit more movement. We'll come right away to our hands and knees. You can use some padding here just to protect your knees, your wrists. Let's move through cat and cow. So inhale, tip the chin up, feel the arching of the back, and the pelvis will tip back, creating a back bend sensation. And exhale, tuck the pelvis under, feel the back round. Belly button is still drawing up, in this case, towards spine to create that abdominal lock. Chin to chest. So you can continue that breath flow, filling up the lungs, opening the heart, and connecting to your center. Good. Wonderful way to open up the spine, find mobility through the back body and your hips. All right, finish the breath that you're on and take one more. And just return and pause in a tabletop position here in stillness. Let's move into downward facing dog. And for a flow, we'll just move through a Warrior One series. So let's set ourselves up here. I like to tuck the toes, step the hands forward slightly, Do one more cat-cow. Here's our cow with the in-breath. Exhale, round it out. Cat, hold cat. Make sure your toes are tucked so you can lift your knees and slowly lift the knees off the floor. Send your hips into the air while your head and chest dip between the arms. In a Warrior One series, we'll inhale, extend right leg up, reach. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat, or just behind the right hand is good. Turn left heel to the floor, shifting weight back so you're balanced on 2 feet. Let's pause here for a moment because here you're also creating balance, taking root. Make sure you feel connected here before you grow like a tree, but in this case, into your first warrior. So an inhale, reaching arms forward, and then up, and we'll hold here. Good reach through the arms, and lunge. This is a good warm-up for our Warrior One. For our tree pose, because Warrior One, we have the arms in the air just like in tree pose. Now you can see I'm actually close to a wall because we're going to be using the wall as a prop to help us with our tree pose, our balancing position. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, we'll hinge and fold. Bring the hands down to the floor. Rise up on the tiptoes behind you so you create a runner's lunge. Push firmly into the floor with your hands so you can slide right foot back into plank. Soft knees here, and then send hips into the air, returning to downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, extending left leg up, left foot to the top of the mat. So you can see how my weight shifts forward, right heel to the floor, and there's really no way I can really balance on 2 feet if too much weight is forward and nothing is behind me. So I shift the weight back, plant, connect, and root. Then I'm steady enough to rise up to the first warrior position. Holding here, taking a few deep breaths, feeling this good energy through the entire body, reaching into the air, energetic hands and fingers, breathing, even feeling the strength in the legs, all in preparation for our balancing pose. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, hinge, fold, hands to the floor, rise up onto tiptoes. There's our runner's lunge. Press into the floor with the hands so they feel steady and strong. So I can easily slide left foot back, plank, soft knees, hips to sky. Quick return to down dog. And start stepping forward here until I'm in forward fold. Nice stretch for the legs, even with bent knees. And a careful standing flow will shift weight into heels, bend the knees to lower hips, start lifting upper body to start extending the spine. I like bringing hands to thighs, pushing hands into thighs, just to lift up to a chair-like position, to extend the upper body, making sure I'm not straining the back as I finish standing and using the strength of the legs to finish standing. So it's just pressing into thighs as heels drive into the floor. Nice and tall. Then an inhale to reach both arms up, and exhale, arms down to your side. All right, maybe a few circles here. Alrighty, so we're going to go through variations of tree pose, which of course is just balancing on one foot and using several props. One will be a block, and the other will be the wall. So let me go ahead and get a little bit closer to the wall. I'm actually going to bring my block in as well. So right here, yeah, close to the wall. So first, standing tall, mountain pose, grounded and balanced on 2 feet. Shifting weight, actually softening the knees so you're not locking out the knee joints here. Then shifting weight into my right foot, it's probably your left. Rooting down into right foot, I'll just say left foot. Then inhale, before you even balance, prep the body by breathing in, fill up the lungs. Exhale, draw belly button in. There's our core connection. And then we can start picking up the right foot. I'm just peeling the heels off the floor. Let's do version 1, which will be just keeping the toes on the floor here, and the heel is lifted, and it's just against my other ankle. So it's a little bit of a hip opener, knee bent, pointing out to the side, hips are square facing forward. And then you can inhale, extend arms into the air. You can even modify this by bending elbows. So one variation of tree pose. Holding for just a couple breaths. We're just going to progress upward, let's say. And maybe 3 breaths with each position. There's 3. I'm going to re-extend the arms straight up and exhale, arms down to the side. Swing this right knee forward and plant the whole foot back down into the ground. We'll just continue working on the same foot using the next version, which will be the block. I call it a pedestal. Now you can see I'm just using kind of a regular flat block, but you can actually turn the block to be different heights or even use a stack of blocks. Let me get a little closer to it. Same thing, soft knees, shifting weight into left foot. Inhale, grow tall, fill the lungs. Exhale, draw belly button in, peeling the heel, right heel off the floor. Actually picking up the foot, turning it, and now setting the toes on the pedestal. And again, you can have that pedestal as high as you'd like. And that makes sure the knee is pointing out, hip opening, hip square. Inhale, reaching up into the air. You can even take them out at an angle, just different variations to play with in our tree pose. So in balance, another piece that we're incorporating here is focus. So you're looking at something. You could be looking at something across the room, or you can even just dropping the eyes down and maybe looking at something on the ground. Just helps with the whole premise of the posture. Now you're not just hanging out here, you're actually still in motion. So good reach, you're inhaling to feel the lift and opening of the body, and the exhale, you're still connecting to the abdominal lock. All right, we'll keep the arms as they are. I'm going to swing this left knee forward, right knee forward for you, placing the foot back down onto the floor, arms back down. You can give the shoulders a bit of a shake. All right, now I'm going to bring foot up against the inside of the leg, but I'm going to use the wall for a little balance. You can always use the wall or a table, a chair, just so that you have something steady next to you if you feel like you're going to wobble. And that's always fine. All right, same thing here, balanced on 2 feet, soft knees. Shifting weight into left foot. Inhale, grow tall, fill the lungs. Exhale, draw belly in, peeling the heel off the floor, lifting the knee. I like to get thigh parallel to the floor. See, I'm already wobbling, so I'm going to go ahead and use the wall already. Right here, I'm just touching the wall basically. Swing that knee out to the side, placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. I'm going to give you some options here. You can still go low where toes touch the floor, or calf area here, which is typically my default, or even up to inner thigh. I'm going to place it here at inner thigh. I'm going to keep it at calf actually. And then you can take this right arm up into the air. And you can see I'm just using my other arm just for a little brace. I'm just touching the wall. It could be a chair or a table. That way you can stay steady and tall. Keeping the effort, reaching, extending. You're breathing, fill up the lungs. Exhaling, you can always breathe out through the mouth, pull belly button in, just to secure your center, helping with balance. Okay, so keep the arms as they are. Going to swing this left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot, plant the foot into the floor, rebalance, and then bring the arms back down. All right, final version, a little bit more advanced. It's actually not called tree pose, but I'm just going to call it tree pose because it has kind of a bound or a binding sensation. Alrighty? Alrighty, I'm just going to push away from the wall just a little bit. Now you can still use the wall for this though, but it's slightly more advanced. Alrighty, soft knee, shifting weight into your left foot. Inhale, grow tall, fill the lungs. Exhale, draw belly button in, peeling the heel off the floor. Lift, even lifting a little higher here as you're able. I'm already wobbling, so you could use the wall for a little balance here, but I imagine like kicking a soccer ball there, and I get the ankle lifting this whole leg a bit higher and kind of plugging this heel up into, in this case, for me, right hip, for you, left hip, and just holding on to this ankle here. You have a nice flexed foot. You can even drop this knee. And the other arm can go up into the air. Now I'm gonna hold on to this foot here, but you can also brace or connect this foot into the leg or hip. See if I can get that in action here. Just pressing there and free it up. Now, the bind would be, if we were going further, this is one part of the bind or one version of the bind. The other bind would be, I won't be able to get into it fully, but this top hand, left hand for me, going around the body from behind and catching hold of the foot here. Okay, so imagine my hand is holding onto the toes there, and this arm would be in the air. So that could be another version of your tree pose if you want to take it a little bit further. Same focus, balance. Alrighty, grabbing hold of the foot. I'm going to re-extend this arm, then release. Foot to the floor, rebalancing, both arms up to help realign the body, then arms down to side. Alrighty, big circle. So we did all of that on one side. I'm just going to do one of those poses on the other side. You can certainly repeat the whole sequence on the other side, but I'll just do my favorite, my go-to of tree pose on the other foot. And see if I can hold it a little longer. You can always use any of these versions using the, I call it the kickstand method, pedestal method, low leg version, wall version, or that advanced version. All right, soft knees. Shifting weight now into my left foot, your right. Inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, pull belly button in. Peeling left heel off the floor. Thigh parallel to the floor, swinging it out to the side. I'm already focusing out in front of me. Placing the foot on the inside of my standing leg. I always default to my calf. And then taking the arms up into the air. Good. Reaching, breathing, connecting. Now, we don't have to be perfect in our pose. I'm already wobbling. I can already feel that I'm losing my balance. That's just part of the practice. And so let's say you do lose your balance and need to step out of the pose. No worries. Just pause. Take a breath. You can even bring the arms back down and just carefully, slowly, make your way back in. All good. A couple more breaths. Very nice. Let's keep the arms extended. Let's swing left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground, rebalance on 2 feet, and bring the arms back down. Very good. Big circle of the shoulders. All right, let's flow our way back down to the floor to finish. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Step the feet back. There's plank. And then bring knees to the floor. And sitting back gently into hero. Then I can sit off to the side, either onto the floor, or a block or a pillow, and come to seated. Nice and tall, just maintaining that strong trunk of the tree, breathing, core engagement. One last movement together. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, palms together and down to your heart. Take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.